I first started working with Theresa, it was due to the fact I got on the scale one day and it said 297 pounds. And I swore that I would not let that scale go to 300, because I knew how bad that was going to make me feel about myself. But now was the time. If I was going to do it, I was 47 years old, and I knew if I waited until I was 50, it just gets that much harder. So by working with Theresa, I originally lost 70 pounds in 6 months. I got down to 227 pounds. I had just been walking on my treadmill that whole time, but I also started working out. I gained probably 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. Like I said, I got off all of my medications. I started running to the point where I could run a 5K. Not the fastest guy in the world because I got short legs, but I could run a 5K. And stuff like that really makes you feel good about yourself. I also had bought a motorcycle in that time, and I thought, man, I'm just going to ride my bike all day long. But I couldn't when I first started because I would get exhausted and my shoulders would hurt and my neck would hurt and my back would hurt and my legs would hurt. And once I lost all that weight, I found that I could ride so much farther, so much better, and I just enjoyed it that much more. And that was really just a sign of what losing all that weight does for you. Everything I did was easier. And I could do so much more and felt so much more confident about myself. Because I known that, hey, I had lost all this weight. Hey, I can go run a couple of miles. Hey, I can work out 4 to 5 times a week. And all of that really just builds on itself. When I first sat down with Theresa to talk about what she thought she could help me with, she asked me a lot of questions about kind of how I eat, and a lot of mental questions about how I felt, which was a little surprising because I really didn't associate that. I thought I just didn't eat the right food, didn't get enough exercise. And so what I really started to learn was just the mental attitude is a huge part of being able to make that change. And really, like Theresa will always say, flip the switch, which is just getting that mental place where this turns out to be something that's really important to you. What I really found was that I was allowing all my emotions to control what I ate. When I was sad, I ate. When I was upset, I ate. When I was happy, I ate. And I ate carbs and fat and sugar and all that delicious stuff that we all love. But it wasn't doing me any good. And so the real transition was making that not important anymore. And the most important thing was getting those pounds off and getting off those meds and just getting myself back to a place where I liked how I looked. One of the things that I really enjoyed about working with Theresa is she's an excellent motivator and one of the most positive people that I've ever dealt with. But at the same time, she can be tough and she can call you to account, and she can also snap you out of being in a really bad headspace. And we would have very difficult conversations. Once I started to have a little bit of success, I immediately thought I knew everything. And then I would have some not so great weeks. And we would have these repeating conversations of, I told her, but I ate less. I should have lost more. And Theresa would have to constantly tell me, no, you need to eat more. You're putting yourself into starvation mode. You're not going to lose the weight that way. And kind of a common recurring theme between us was, I'm right. I'm always right. How many times have we had this conversation? And she was always right. And when I would start to eat more healthy food, I would start on that weight loss track again. And so it was more about, again, learning how to eat right, and having somebody to hold me accountable, and also having somebody to keep me positive, right? I mean, when you first start out, everything's hard. Change is difficult, and having somebody that can, point out, hey, you're doing this for a reason. You're doing this for a long-term goal that's important to you. And you would think that we would always have that running through our mind, but you don't. And not having a good day, everything seems terrible. You need that person to constantly support you and be positive. And Theresa excels at that. would definitely recommend anyone to try working with Theresa. I think you'll find very honest, very genuine person. She knows what she's talking about. She knows the pitfalls, and she really knows the mental aspect of this, which I think a lot of people really don't pay attention to. Having the right mindset is, I don't know what percentage, but a huge part of the game. You can't lose weight with a bad attitude. You can't lose weight when you think of everything as being, oh, I have to do this. It's this big burden. Oh, I'm missing out. You have to kind of change your lifestyle by changing your mentality, and one kind of goes along with the other. Theresa's got a very wide, diverse kind of clientele, and so I think that she's got the experience to kind of see where you're at, what your pitfalls are, what she needs to focus on with you, and get you going in the right direction. I believe I mentioned it earlier, but I think one of the best things about working with Theresa is she's just a very genuine person, and she really does want to help people. It's a passion that she has, and I think she's very good at it. I think she's very well suited to it, because she has a lot of empathy for people. But at the same time, like I said before, she can be tough, and she can tell you things that you don't want to hear that you need to hear. And so I would definitely recommend everyone read Theresa's book, give her a call, and just spend a few minutes talking with her, and then try it out. If you've tried every other fad diet in the world that hasn't worked, try something real that works with a real person.